Hey. Woo! Oh my god! Zhang Hao! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out two more Boys Planet Artist Battle dance practices. So we have Over Me and Switch. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for this one. So yeah, as usual, we're going to do the full run through first, watch the entire thing first, and then do some analysis, what I can offer you guys. All right, we're going to start with Switch. Let's get to it. Terry. Terry's one of my alts. Nice. Whoa. Look at that precision on the hips. Hey, let's go, Jungwoo. Ah! Jungwoo's like one of my favorite dancers on the show. Nice. Sorry, Terry's like adorable. Hey. Formation's a little off, Camden's a little too far from the guys, or Shoabao is a little too close. That's such a fun choreography to that. A killing point. Park and Bin! Oh my god! This choreography is definitely off. It's on the vibe. That's very well controlled. Oh, nice. That was a very well controlled kick. Hey. Hey. Nice imagery. Oh, that was cool. Okay. This is a much better song than how it was kind of portrayed on the show. Hey. Hey. Woo! Alright, so first of all, if you guys haven't seen my On Guard and my Supercharger reaction, my thoughts for Supercharger applies to this. You know, the whole like they only had several days, like a shorter amount of time to learn this because of the whole switching. So I don't want to repeat all that here. So if you guys haven't seen it, definitely go watch that one. All right. Hey. I love how Terry's like feeling that wave. You know what I'm talking about. This was very... I just noticed this. This is very interesting to me. So we got the lift. Boom. This part here. I don't know if you guys noticed it on the first go, but I just noticed it now. Them two. 2, 3. Them 3. They slid outwards. And then these two guys slid sideways. You can tell by like the position of the back, you know, theirs is more showing. With the arms, it's a little bit more towards this direction. But them, their backs are like arched frontwards. And then during the entire shift, they just kind of like slid sideways. I feel like it's intentional. Yeah, it's more like an asymmetrical imagery. And that's very interesting for the choreographer to have done. Boom. It's more of an opening, right? So I feel like the tendency would have been that they're all going sideways. Boom. But no, they're not. It's intentional though. It seems like it's intentional. It's not, because it's not like just one person making a mistake. You have like two very synchronized dancers here, and then over here. That's cool. It's really cool when there's an unexpected moment within a choreography, especially within imagery, because like most of the imagery that we do see are symmetrical imagery, but here we have an asymmetrical imagery that you would have thought that would be symmetrical. That part reminds me of Jelly Pop. I like that whole sequence there. They moved as a block, and there's a lot of dynamic change there, because it went from like this part, you know, the block, and then it's like fast, powerful, and then it goes into this like very vibey, slow motion type, and then it goes into like hard again, like boom, right? I love Jungwoo's shoulders there. I'm a huge fan of Jungwoo's dancing. I don't think he got the dancing edit on the show. I don't know if you guys have seen any of his like videos on TikTok, like those pre-debut videos, or even like on Reels on Instagram, but like he has a lot. And I was like, damn, because he wasn't even on my radar. Their backdoor performance, for example, like it went viral, right? But I couldn't really appreciate him there. I appreciated him the challenge after. I forgot what song. But those videos on TikTok, his pre-debut videos, really impressed me because he was showing such control in his arms, in his torso, and his legs. And I'm just like, wow, this is like main dancer material. Like his command of his body when he's dancing is just insane. There's a lot of sensuality to the way he moves, but also the precision in like where his arms are placed. Like he's so controlled. Like, look at that. That was just like center material, you know? There's a lot of command in that. Yeah, I love that switcheroo too for the entire thing, because you know they're kind of like a block. Like they moved as a block, which was really cool. Hey, Camden is also an amazing dancer. Yeah, see, like that handwork so quickly, so agile. Hey. Oh, okay, that kick. Wait, I wanna appreciate my boy Terry. He's one of my alts. Definitely voted for him on the finale. He's not the best dancer on the show. He's definitely like more of a main vocal material, right? But like, I just want to like commend him for being able to follow these kind of choreographies. Like, there's been a lot of very, very difficult choreographies on the show. And he's able to follow it. That says a lot about somebody who's able to like blend in and not stick out like a sore thumb. And like, he's just so committed to his movements. You know, sometimes like his body rolls look a little bit awkward, but like it works for him. It's endearing, and it works really well for the harmony of the group. I got into him because of like Man in Love, like that fan cam. I'm still watching it to this day. Such a good fan cam, such a great performance. But like after that, I started to pay attention to him, where I'm like, yeah, the dancing needs work, but like almost like I don't want him to work on it because it works so well for him. It's endearing. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to work on his dancing. That just may be me, but like he's already blending in. He's able to like pull through with the performance. That kick. So if you guys watch my Supercharger reaction, this kick is the same kick as what Ungi did. This kick here. So if I'll just repeat it here in case some of you guys haven't watched that one. So basically, the lower your bend here on this leg, the higher your leg up will be. It's especially helpful if you are not flexible. Because if you're flexible, you know, if you can do the splits and stuff like that, you can obviously lift up your leg high up without bending this. Ballet dancers do that all the time. But like if you're not flexible, you can bend your knee down and then you can kick higher up. It's a similar choreo to the other one. No, never mind. This whole section, it's on the vibe. It's all on the vibe. I feel like if you don't have the right vibe for the essence of this choreography, I feel like you will lose 80% of the battle. You will lose 80% of the performance. So like the facial expressions, the way you groove to it, the way you're bouncing on because this choreography has a lot of bounce, and in those bounce, there's a lot of dynamic changes within it as well. Without those, the essence of this choreography, this performance will be gone. I do want to commend Park Han-bin, for his leadership. So if you guys haven't watched the entire show, he's been very detailed. He's the type of leader that would like sit in front of the mirror, like, by the mirror, and then like watch his teammates. And that's exactly what happens in dance crews. If you guys are part of a dance crew, if you guys have ever been part of a dance crew, you guys know that like the leader or the choreographer stands, in the mirror in front of you guys, and then he or she looks at the entire imagery and then detail. Actually, what we did when I was in a dance crew in high school, we would like do it move to move to move. So it's like, okay, we'll do one move and then like pause. Okay, what is the picture that we're trying to say here? Especially if you just like learned it fast. Sometimes like you would interpret it like this, and then some people would interpret it like that. So you would pause in that section and be like, okay, what is the move? Is it like this or is it like this? You know what I mean? So that's the kind of like detailing that Park Han-bin is really good at. From what I see anyway, he's like, okay, let's fix the details of the choreography. So huge kudos to him. So for example, like this switcheroo here for the feet, this part, this thing here, the width of that will be very, very important. So that's probably one of the details that they looked at. The distance between your feet. Because if it's too narrow, you're not going to be able to balance yourself too much. Or if it's too wide. So the distance of that will also like determine how synchronized that overall look will be. Yeah, this was the moment when I was like, okay, I feel like here, because during this part, this part, Camden's just a little too far, or okay, I still cannot pronounce his name, so I'm gonna call him SB for now. Or SB is too close. So, because I can see him needing to go a little bit further out, and then we'll have both spaces in there. Or if Camden can like go in a little bit more, and it continues on, right? That's the hard thing about that scenario. When I don't know if you realize that you're off, like in the, I'm not saying he's off, sorry, it could be either of them. But let's just pretend, let's just pretend Camden is the one that's off. No offense to him, it's not targeted at him, it's just like an example. So for him, it's like, if he was the one that's off, if he landed there, it's a lot harder to get back into position. What I would have done is I would have used this. If I realized that I was a little too far out, I would have used that position, like the walk, for me to not go. I would like my strides to this side won't be as wide, so that they can all catch up to me, and then information can be fixed. If not there, can also utilize this section. Like here you can see that it's a lot better, it's more symmetrical. That's like an opportunity for him to transition back into the whole image. But then he does, when he leaped back, established himself there is another space. It's just a hair out. So that's another like opportunity for him to have like switch back into place. That jump, instead of like jumping too far back, he would have just jumped like right on the spot. But that's just an example. I'm not saying he's the one that's wrong, because it could be SB that's wrong. Who knows? Terry's adorable. Oh, that's the slide that like Choi Young-jun was saying on the dance practice. I was like so pissed there because um oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, I did full episode reactions on my Patreon. Everything. So you guys can see it there on my Patreon. I was so pissed because like Choi Young-jun was like criticizing him for his slide, but then before that he was like, you know, maybe do a slide, but he didn't specify what kind of slide. Because like if you just tell someone, okay, you can do a slide, that's an open interpretation. That could be anything. That could be any. There's a many ways to slide. You can go like this. You can go like this. There's so many different ways. This was the slide that he wanted him to do. That part. See, like that wasn't even a slide. It didn't even end up being a slide. It's more like a twirl almost. Like he went like this, and then at the same time, like the feet moved. It wasn't enough to slide anyway. It was too close to he was already too close to the middle. The slide would not have been appropriate. If he was a little bit further out, then that he would have needed to slide, but it was more a step in. He's adorable. That was really clean, very, very clean. And it was established by that stomp. And like I like that their heads are all down, not hesitating, so that Camden can go forward very powerfully. Yeah, Kata's not getting a lot of center times here. He's an incredible dancer though. See? Like, you know what? Like forward, like look at Terry's like body roll. Like here, it works really well. Like his head is in position, like the shoulders and the legs were all detached from his head, and it's all groovy. But that's cool here. You know, it's very like almost like crump-like. I love that very strong position that like Park Han-bin is doing. Same with Jungwoo. So I think that's one thing that helped them kind of carry this throughout the entire 3 days, the short amount of time that they had, because a lot of the choreographies of this do repeat, obviously because especially the pre-chorus and the chorus. So that cut down the amount of time that they needed to do. Like, because imagine if they had different choruses. You'd be screwed because you'd have to learn more. But like, because a lot of these steps repeat, but it just in different formations and angles. It does help them. Like this whole part, you know, it's a chorus, so like they had it in the beginning, as well. So it's so they wouldn't have to relearn that because they already know how that works. And it's just gonna be in different positions. Hey. That could have I can already feel that section was meant to be more powerful. I feel like they did what they could in the amount of time. It definitely would have helped for them to have a little bit more impact, like more like sharper like bounce on that, the boom pump, just a little bit more snap on the outer people, just so that you have more, because like the music is like boom boom, you know. I would have wanted a little bit more kind of snap and energy in that like press and that push out, but I get it, they barely had enough time, so but it's just something that would have elevated the performance even more, or this section even more if they had more time. Of course, anybody who has more time would be able to do more with the choreography. Because I can see the vision. I can see the vision of the choreography. It's just unfortunate they didn't have enough time. Love that part. That was very, very synchronized. I love it. I love those kind of like odd details because it's just like the head Like, you know, it's again like the other time, you know, see what I mean? There's a lot of choreographies and steps that repeat. So it's, you know, like their head is detached from their body because it's just so still, and then they're like their body's going flowy. And then that boom, that was so nice. Hey. So the dance break, very high energy. So those jumps, you know, we've had 2 jumps already, very energy inducing. Especially it being like near the end of the choreography. That takes a lot of energy because, like, you know, stamina wise, you wouldn't. Some people may not have enough energy to like jump twice, and you came just after a strong, hard sequence. So to balance those jumps and to make it like even as possible, like those jumps needs to be very, very well controlled. You can't really kind of just jump as high as you can. You need to like make sure that you're leveled across so that those jumps will be more impactful. And that takes a lot of time to kind of even out, because some people will have more energy, so they will like jump higher. Some people will not jump high enough, and then you have to like meet in the middle. So there's a lot of work in establishing the evenness of that jump. Let's go. It's good that they have these moments of like improvisation, because that's less time for them to like learn choreography. The transition. Hey, love that final boom, like the liquidity of like Hanbin's body there. Yeah, the breathing. It's a hard choreography, but it's masked by the lightness of the song. So next one is Over Me. A lot of people have been waiting for this. I feel like I need to sit up for this. Whoa. It's always difficult to dance with props. Hey. Woo! That was so artistic. There's a lot of feeling in the movements. That was a strategic letting go of the ribbon. Hey, here we go. Nice. Hey. Woohoo! That turn! Oh! Yeah, you can really see that they've had more time in comparison to Switch. Because the detailing, the power, the feeling of the dance, it's all there. Oh my god, that was so delicate! Woo! Hey. Yeah, there's a lot of turns. Woo! This was incredible on the broadcast. Hey. Woo! Oh my god! Zanghao! He just gave it his all there. Hey, nice. Like, look at the power in like accordance to like with Jay's vocals there. Hey. Hey, nice. That was very synchronized. Bravo. I love being surprised. I mean, this was good on the show, but like the full frame of it is like it hits differently because that's the way the choreographer intended it to be. Nobody really, well, I mean, there are choreographers that choreograph for the camera because they know that that's K-pop. You know, everything is on camera. Like, for example, like when there are moments where it's just like the center people that are doing something and then like the people at the back are barely doing anything because the camera is meant to be a certain way. But there are choreographies that are meant to be viewed as a whole. And I feel like this is one of them because I feel like, I mean, it was great on the show, but like this was even better. This is what I'm trying to get at. But first of all, yeah, I feel like we do have to recognize that they had more time in comparison to Switch, because with Switch, to be honest with you, I had a hard time. Like the edit here might look like I knew everything, but like I had a harder time to kind of dissect it, and I couldn't like really pinpoint what was happening there. It's because they didn't have enough time. I feel like the intention was there on the dance practice that we watched, but like the full potential wasn't there yet because they didn't have enough time. So now I understand why I was feeling that way. This one, it's going to be easy for me to dissect because all the intended nuances and details are all here because they had enough time. All right, let's go dissect it. So first of all, working with props. I've mentioned this before, I think on the CIX video. They had ribbons as well. It's always hard to work with props because anything can go wrong. It's especially when it's soft like this, you can drop it. It may not flow the way you wanted it to be. Anything can happen. It's a risk to work with props. It's cool when it's done right, like what they did here, but it could throw off your entire performance. Like in that part, if you didn't take a piece out, the other end, if you didn't get the other end out enough at the right time, you're not gonna have this spread out. You're not gonna be able to go like that, you know? I love the details. Oh my god, I'm already forgetting some of the names, guys. This is not like against like some of these boys. I'm just really bad with like remembering names. If you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, it takes me a long time to get names. For example, I was mixing up Heesung and Jake for like months. Love his detailing. Like he's just an incredible dancer. He's the one who has like contemporary background, and that's just something that like we don't really see in K-pop. Like we have Win and Tan and Jimin doing contemporary. Kai is more ballet, but it's just something that we don't really see in K-pop. So it's nice to see him here. And like you can tell the difference, just the way with the toe is in comparison to the rest, right? He's skilled and technical about the toe lifting. Look how high that is. Like look at this angle. Look at how high his releve is in comparison to, you know, them. Hey, that was nice. That sharp pull there. See what I mean? Like, if you just look at the ribbons, they're never exactly the same. And that's why I said it is hard to work with props, because it can be a distraction or it can really complement your performance. A lot of us may not really care about like how the ribbon falls and stuff like that, because that's not something you would see on the broadcast. But like here, I've seen it several times that it's not even, but that's okay. That's okay. It's difficult to work with props. Like, look how high Ricky's. See what I mean? Like the throw So here, that's something that I would have probably like detailed a little bit more. I'm only pointing this out because it did distract me earlier on the first watch. I didn't catch it on the broadcast, but here it was very evident. But something to establish if they even had more time. You can see the more narrow the arms are at length, the higher and the more fluid the ribbon will be. The ribbon will have a lot more weight, so that it's kind of like a jump rope. So if you tossed it and it's like more narrow like this, if you toss it, then it will throw back a lot heavier. Like it'll have a lot more weight, as opposed to if you're wide like them. If you're wide like them and you throw it, it's not gonna have enough material in the middle for it to like flow backwards. So that's something that I would have established, how narrow your throw is. But that's a very minimal thing. I'm just letting you guys know because of details. Yeah, because like for example, like Zhang Hao and him. Oh my god. Yeah, they didn't have that throw. They kind of just like went like this right away. But like Ricky and them here, all the way to Jay, they threw it. But oh my god, that belt. See, it was more like a throw and then boom. But I love that snap. That was really good. So that part too, that was very, very detailed. Like with the way the ribbon is handled here, it's very artistic. So you have it here, you let go of that right hand, and then you toss the other like a scarf. That's great detail for the choreography. Oh, that was a great open. Whoever choreographed this, kudos. I love, them being down. Okay, down here. And then like when they go like that, it's just like Woo, feel it. Beautiful. Nice domino. I love that swoop for Ricky. Ricky, a lot of his experiences on the show, it's just like has been edited or not edited. All of his groups that he's been in, it was just like they were having a hard time. So it was hard to appreciate what was being done because of the drama aspect of it, But if you look at it from just like a performance perspective, like look at Ricky's pull here. It's so beautiful. So this was gorgeous. This one, that swoop, like look at the knees, look at the foot. It's similar to his. Beautiful. Hey. Hey. Nice. I don't know if I have anything to say here because it's just beautiful. It's well executed. But it is a harder sequence to do because there's a lot of it's very precise, and then it goes into this like dynamic throws. If not done right, those can easily look messy. And there's a lot of lines because like your arms are stretched out, moving, turning, and then goes into these straight legs, and then they go to the floor. It's just stamina breaking. So you look like going down, so you need to be very controlled going down for it to be very polished movement there. Yeah, there's a lot of indications for the beat, which really does help the synchronized moments, because there's a lot of like emphasis that there's kind of like sharp emphasis, like boom. Those parts. There's a lot of those in this choreography, which marks the timing. Because if you hear that beat or like that drop, you as a dancer will like hit it a lot harder. Oh my god, the toes! The toes. If you guys don't know, contemporary is my forte. So like I'm really appreciating like the toes. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Oh my god, I love that detail. That's something that like if you don't have a lot of training in contemporary or something technical, your tendency will not be to point your toes. It's just not something that a lot of, for example, if you grew up in hip hop, pointing your toes is not a thing. I mean, if it's part of the choreography, you can do it, but like it's not your like base. You know, like in contemporary technical skills, ballet, your toes are always pointed, most of the time anyway, because it elongates the legs, especially on a slide like this. I was so careful. That kind of like left me speechless earlier. Because like, look how careful, and they were so synchronized. It's like so delicate the way they placed their hands on the floor. That was breathtaking, you know? The leg there, that was nice. So that leg there, I feel like it'll be harder to synchronize because like one, your eyes are somewhere else. It's in the opposite direction. And then like here, so you need to really like know where your knee is leading you to. I don't think Jay did that part. Well, he just got down. I mean, so oh, he's so cute. Sorry, this is not against him. He's just so adorable. Like it's supposed to, the knee is supposed to like curve in and swoop, but his leg just kind of like boop boop. It's adorable. It's very very endearing. Hey. Yeah, this is very, it's quick, it's agile. So I'm gonna say the same thing as I mentioned for Tere with Jay. Jay is not the best dancer, as we know. But like, again, he can blend in. And that's really all you need to do if you're not the main dancer, if you're not a lead dancer of the group, if you're bringing something else to the table, which are the vocals. But the key thing is to be able to blend in. If you're sticking out, then the harmony of the group is off. But if you're able to blend in, that's commendable. Especially if dancing is not your forte, but you're able to blend in, kudos to you. This was just gorgeous. I heard that like they choreographed this together, and I'm just like, amazing. Like that backwards bend, it's so good. His technique is really showing here. That turn. I love the bounce too because it does dominate that moment because it fills in the space of like boom boom. You know, like it has like kind of that like lasting effect. This was just a beautiful, beautiful imagery that they did. It's not just from the front. They were so smart. I don't know if they choreographed the back part as well, but like, you know, like the people at the back and then kind of like going into transition and then creating this like beautiful imagery, like it's asymmetrical and then it goes into here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful choreography. It's well executed. And then like Zhang Hao doing all that like contemporary movement there, like amazing. Like he's committed on the floor. Vocals, man. Hey. Nice. Yeah, it's very synchronized. Nice. Yeah, that whole section there, very, very stamina breaking again, because you're at the end of the song, and then you're having to push even more to hit those hit those emphasis and moments. At the same time, you're like going up and down. Like, come on. Like those turns, like look at that. Just to do this part here, this whole section, that do. they were needing to hold themselves up here with one hand so that the legs can move freely, and then turn, go in, boom, and then go into here. And then you have to be like sexy and everything. Like, it's incredible. Hey. They're careful in here. I don't think they're like losing their breath at all. Their stamina is so good. But yeah, obviously it's very difficult. They just made it look easy. So yeah, again, if you guys are interested in watching my full episode reactions for Boys Planet, it is available on my Patreon. And also I reacted to KCON, KCON Japan. ZBB1 just performed there, OT9. All the links are down below. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you tick that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram and TikTok down below.